underground city. I will explain the history, but before we start, you see there are many people. It's better if you follow each other. Today we are 11 with me 12. Please follow each other, but if you are lost, if you lose your way, just in case, it's better to know you will follow blue arrows to go outside. We have red arrows go downstairs, blue ones upstairs.
Blue arrows.
Okay, blue out. Then
Blue
in.
sky.
Yeah. Ah, blue sky. Ah, yeah, I can use this. Really good, thank you. I think I will use this. Okay, this is Derinkuyu underground city. Derin means deep, kuyu means water well in Turkish. Until 1960, local people, they thought it is just a water well and they called it deep water well. But they found this city by accident with the help of chicken. We have a funny story. How did they discover it? One of the villagers, he lost his chicken. You know, chickens, they dig the ground. And I think the chicken was digging and he found a hole like a chimney, like that one, and he fell down.
Poor guy.
And the owner of the chicken, he was looking for it, and the owner, he heard while the chicken was screaming. And he informed another people, and they found there's a huge city. Until 1960, no one used to know. It was a hidden city. And with that chicken, and the owner of the chicken, he's really rich now. I think he died. He was quite old. Okay, this is Derinkuyu underground city. It was founded in 1960. But people, they start to build this city in prehistoric times. First, they carved 2 or 3 rooms for storage halls. Because the temperature in underground cities and in cave rooms, it is constant. In summer and in winter, it's the same. For the floors which are very close to ventilation shafts, it's about 9 or 11. For the deeper ones, it's 11 or 16. So they carved a few rooms and they digged holes like a fridge. They used them to store their food. But later they discovered this is a good place for hiding. Because Konya Plain, this is a really flat place, so they didn't have enough place or enough chance to build a fortress as a hiding place. It was easier for them to come down here. Because this formation, it's again from volcanoes. This is tufa. Tufa is compressed ash. Normally it is too soft, but if you use a tool to carve it, to shape it, it gets harder in 2 days with oxygen. After that you cannot destroy it. People, they carved a few rooms and they waited 2 days, 48 hours, and the walls became harder. It forms a layer around the soil about 15 or 20 centimeters, and they don't collapse easily. So people, they built underground cities, but they built them step by step. First they needed 2 floors or 1 floor, and later population changed, and they started to stay longer, and they continued, and they went down. They built deeper. And Proto-Hittites, Hattis, Persians, Lydians, and for a short period, Roman Empire, they used these cities. And you know, Christianity was persecuted by Roman Empire. Early Christians, they used underground cities to practice their religion in a relaxed way. Because Cappadocia is a perfect place for them, because we have fairy chimneys, underground cities, and pigeon houses. Inside of the pigeon house, you just see very small halls. But inside of them, not all of them, but some of them, they have really big and proper churches with columns. So they were hiding in underground cities, but not permanently. They use them temporarily as a shelter. For example, their enemies, they were outside for 2 days or for 1 week. They were here. When the war ended or when their enemies go in other places, they went outside and they continued their normal life. Anatolia, you know, it's an important place because it's a kind of bridge between Asia and Europe. And it was on the trade roads like Silk and Spice Road. People who want to go Europe from Asia, they have to pass from Anatolia. So local people, they were tired of these attacks. And there were many attacks by Arabs, Sasanis people who live in Iran. We call them Sasanis. And people, they were tired of these attacks and they start to hide here. For the last time, people, they used them the end of 10th, beginning of 11th, because at that time Seljuks, they came here. You know Seljuks? They are early Turks. Turks. They were Muslim and they were Turks. They came Anatolia, the end of 10th, beginning of 11th, and other civilizations before Seljuks, they were smaller ones. They weren't really strong in Anatolia. They preferred hiding. But when Seljuks, when they came here, they were really strong and they didn't need for hiding. So it means from 11th century until 1960, no one used it. It was full of dirt. We have chimneys like that one. I'm sorry, my torch doesn't work today, so I couldn't bring it with me. We have chimneys like, do you have one? Thank you. People, they had chimneys like that one. Another one is over there. In older times, they were open. And by the time winds and waters, they filled this city by dirt. And archaeologists, they cleaned the dirt out. If you see walls like that, these are restoration walls. These are not original walls. Some parts collapsed, and there are still floors which are under soil. Today, 20% of this city is open. The rest of it is still full of dirt. In Cappadocia, we have 100 or 120 underground cities. We are not sure about the exact number, but 36 of them are open for visitation. That one, Derinkuyu, is the biggest one, and the deepest one with 8 floors. But when we see them, you will realize these are just levels, not real floors. This is another part of the kitchen, and the second floor, they store their food here, and we will see the real kitchen and their oven. Indian people and Turkish people, we also use, they put their fire inside it. It's not really deep, and they make special flat bread, and they cook by sticking on the walls. Have you ever tried kebab?
Yeah.
I'm sure if you tried it kebab, they serve you a flat bread. We call it lavash, and we used to cook this bread in a hole like that. But today we use easier way. And you see walls are darker. Because of smoke, this formation too far absorbs smoke. Even they had fire here, their enemies, they couldn't see them. But they were cooking their meal, especially at night, not during the day. And they have 2 chimneys, other one here, and they have bigger holes on the walls to put their kitchen utensils. And they have smaller holes like that for candles. And they use linseed oil. People, they get this oil by mixing 2 vegetables, plants, and they get, it doesn't have lots of smoke. Do you have any question about underground city? Second floor, and this is their winery. Top of this stone, there was another chimney. You see, this is not the original wall. They have a chimney. From the chimney, they throw their grapes and they smash them on the other room. And juice was coming down here, and they put their wine in potteries, in pots. Temperature and humidity, it's really good for wine. And we will follow that way. Today we are 11 people. I can explain that. It's not all of them. They say all of the cities in Cappadocia, they say they were connected. But some of them, they are too far from each other. For me, I can say, you can go first. Derinkuyu and Karmatu, they can be connected. If you compare with others, 9 kilometers, it is too close. But today you can walk maybe 9 or 11 meters. After that, you have to come back. Maybe later they will open the tunnel and they will see they're connected or not. And we will follow that way, like these people, to see another floors. But on our right side, the tunnel is too narrow. I will show the person behind me. I need your guiding for this tunnel. You will just pass the message to others. Because on our right side, we will see a stone door. It's a round stone, but we call it rolling stone with my friends. Because people, they close the door by rolling. It has a hole, people, they keep it, and they close by rolling and open. And this door can only be opened from inside, not from outside. If they are enemies, if they try to open it, they could see the other side and they could attack them. This is their stone door. They have 5 more stone doors today, which are visible to see. We will see them, but this is the easiest one to see. I will show you. Do you have any question? Population. Can you guess how many people can live here?
5,000.
5,000 less.
2,000.
2,000 more.
3,500.
Going. Yeah, 2,000 or 3,000 maximum. As I know, in Korean guidebooks, it is written 10,000 or 14,000 people live. Yeah? But they weren't hobbits, they were people.
Yes.
They weren't hobbits. If they were hobbits, it's possible. For that city, 2,000 or maximum 3,000 people can live at the same time. But we cannot say they can live here. It has enough capacity for these people. I mean, they live here. It has just enough capacity. If you want, you can go this tunnel and you can come back.
Whoa, that's crazy.
That tunnel goes to fifth floor, we will see, but it has other way from the other side to go. No, I had the whole. You see, the first one goes that side, and the other one.
Because I was leaning.
So the temperature gets warmer?
Warmer, yeah. Not really, but for that floor it is cold because it is close to ventilation shaft. But when you go deeper, but every floor has a connection, has a connection with air shaft. So it is, yeah. Okay, now I will explain you this floor. We are in front of a ventilation shaft, and it is 55 meters from the surface. 55. This city is 85 meters in total because for the 7th floor there is a water valve and it goes 35 meters more. But we will reach 55 meters in that today. Wow. And this is the floor which we can get the freshest air. So that's as much as you can.
Breathe it all in now, guys.
I'm just kidding. This city is really well designed. Even for the deepest level, we can still find fresh air. I will explain how can they do it. They carve 4 ventilation shafts, and each of them is 55 meters like that. Others they are closed. Only that one is open. Okay. And they have, for example, there's a ventilation shaft and another one here, and they carve 2 tunnels, both sides of them, which are connecting each other. It means every floor has a connection, so there is an air circulation. When we go to deepest level, if you smoke, you will see smoke travel and other floors quickly, but I don't suggest you to smoke. This is their telephone for communication. This is their communication hall. It has 2 phases. The first one goes to 3rd floor, another one goes to 4th floor. This is the 5th one. The floors, they're separately out. From the 5th floor, we will go to 7th floor. From the 4th one, we will see the 1st floor. They're in different places. The first telephone, it was invented. Just weird. Now we will see this. Are you the last one? I don't know. You don't. You see there are 2 arrows. It means we have to use the same way like that. They are really exhausted. As you see, we will be like that. Because it's a long way. There are 110 steps. When we go to 7th floor, we will see a conference hall, a church, water well, a confession room, and 1 graveyard.
Wow.
It's not a real graveyard. It's a kind of morgue to preserve dead bodies. But we will see how long. I will check. Gelen var mı? No answer. So I will run quickly. I will open our way. You can follow me slow. Okay? Okay. Let's go. And if you tie your hands on your legs,
You get to your more.
Very cool. That was cool because you had to get through lots of dark holes.
Crazy hole, crazy hole.
These people live way too much time.
Allah.
How do you really clear that as well? No, not good one. You sure? Yeah.
Mind your head, it's getting narrower. Or a midget.
Yeah. Just watching back you get lower and lower.
I'm ready to find out.
Hi man, say hi. Well,
it has 3 columns as you see, and they have Roman arches. It means people they built this floor in Roman Empire times. Yeah. And we have a church here. It's a cross-shaped church. You're very close to me, so I need your help. Please say goodbye to him. Can you stand here? Yeah, can you raise your hand? Can you hold them? Try to hold them here. Yeah, there was about.
Is that not crucifixion?
Crucifixion. Some archaeologists they say they used to punish their enemies, like because you see there are two poles. They say they used to punish, but this is not really logical because the second column is very close to church. So none of the religions can accept something like that. So we guess they cut these holes and these holes and they hang their candles. Not for the punishment. Thank you so much. They hang what? They hang their candles for lights. And this is their meeting hall, conference hall. They used to meet here and they used to decide for something. And on the left side, we see a church. It's a cross-shaped church. It's like a cross. And you know, Christian people, they paint frescoes on the ceiling of their churches. But for this church, there is no paintings. And there are two explanations about the reason. The first one, you see walls, they're not flat. And they didn't have enough time to paint frescoes. Another explanation, they used temporary, not permanently, so they didn't leave. They didn't leave them. And on the right side, down there, behind these people, you will see there's a narrow tunnel. It's a graveyard. It's very important. It's the only thing in this city which has no connection with air. So there is no air circulation to preserve that one. For example, while they were hiding here, 5 or 6 people died. They put them all together in the same grave. When the war ended, they carried them upstairs. Very orderly. And just here, there's another tunnel. This is the connection with air shaft. If you keep your hands, you will feel fresh here. We will go to third near the third tunnel and I will show you now. Springs and we had underground rivers. But that one, it is dry. These valves has no water anymore. And this one, you see, has no connection with outside. For the danger of poisoning, they had 3 more valves. They have connections with outside. But that one, it doesn't have. We guess just for emergency. If enemies, if they poison another valves, they have extra. And they, you see, they have 2 holes on the walls. They put a stick and they carry their water with pulleys in baskets. And right side of this valve, there's a semicircular room. It's a confession room. They say priest, he used to stand right side, people, they used to come left side, and they used to confess, to explain their sins. But today we make a wish over there. Maybe it will work, you can try it. Just here, there's a writing ventilation hole, ventilation shaft. When you go down, you will reach the deepest level, but it has just ventilation shaft. The last point of the ventilation shaft. We saw the rest of it. This is the last point of it. When you go down, there's a small room. Except for that, there is nothing to see. But you can go there. For ventilation shaft and graveyard, please, when you go down, check the tunnel because there can be another people. Not to cause a traffic jam. It's better to ask. Okay, you have nearly 10 minutes. Here, they're really close to each other.
Why did they tell us how you draw? Fresh air. Just a little cave with the holes and the ventilation. You can see the bottom of it. Does anyone else have a torch? Who said that?
They use the same kitchen, same church, and the same living areas, living rooms. And this one, it was a kind of shortcut to another floors, but today it is closed. We cannot see another floors. Now we will use this way. It's the last tunnel, the shortest, but the smallest one. It's the narrowest one. Later we will go up to see the first floor. They dig a hole. They leave their droppings and they try to cover with soil. Baby human, they fill their room with soil and they covered. And last explanation, they can have potteries, like children. They can have special potteries. When they were adult, they can carry them outside. The last one is more logical.
Yeah.
This is the first floor. It's a room for smaller animals, for chicken, sheep, and other things. And the place where I'm sitting on to feed their animals. They put their water and they feed them, and they have smaller holes like that to tie their animals up. And there are 2 floors more, as I told you. The first one, you will just go straight to see winery. This is the other one. Maybe you will think they didn't need to drink wine while they were in danger. It means winery and missionary school, we can say, they are the only places which they use permanently. For another sections, they use them when they need. This is the first floor, they can use them in their daily life. From the winery, you will go out like that, and you will just turn right to see missionary school. There's a religion school, and near the steps there is a hall. It's a baptistry. People, they collect their water inside it, and they baptize their babies. And for school, there are 2 lines, a kind of student desk. Students, they were standing or teacher, or sitting. Their teacher was in a higher place and used to teach them. There are 2 small rooms. It is written student cell, but I don't think they were a kind of cell. They were just sleeping or studying rooms for children. Do you have any question about this city? There is one more thing which I want to show you. Please come that side. Okay, still there?
Sorry.
It looks like a cradle. But people, they put the stones under the chimneys and they collect rainwater and snow for small animals to drink and to clean their bodies. But they didn't have a chance to finish. They were in danger. For today, bathrooms and cleaning seems really disgusting, but in older times you were in danger, so you can do it. Any question? I think that's all for me about this. Interrogation. Until 1960, local people, they thought it is just a water well and they called it deep water well. But they found this city by accident with the help of chicken. We have a funny story. How did they discover? One of the villagers, he lost his chicken. You know, chickens, they dig the ground. And I think the chicken was digging and he found a hole like a chimney, like that one, and he fell down.
Poor guy.
And the owner of the chicken, he was looking for, and the owner, he heard while the chicken was screaming. And he informed other people, and they found there's a huge city. Until 1960, no one used to know. It was a hidden city. And with that chicken, and the owner of the chicken, he's here 1 floor. And later population changed, and they started to stay longer, and they continue, and they went down. They built deeper. And Proto-Hittites, Hattis, Persians, Lydians, and for a short period, Roman Empire. They used these cities. And you know, Christianity was persecuted by Roman Empire. Early Christians, they used underground cities. to practice their religion in a relaxed way. Because Cappadocia is a perfect place for them, because we have fairy chimneys, underground cities, and pigeon houses. Inside of the pigeon house, you see very small halls, but inside of them, not all of, but some of them, they have really big and proper churches with columns. So they were hiding in underground. It's a really flat place, so they didn't have enough place or enough chance to build their fortress as a hiding place. It was easier for them to come down here. Because this formation, it's again from volcanoes. This is tufa. Tufa is compressed ash. Normally it is too soft, but if you use a tool to carve it, to shape it, it gets harder in 2 days with oxygen. After that, you cannot destroy it. People, they carved a few rooms and they waited 2 days, 48 hours, and the walls became harder. It forms a layer around the soil about 15 or 20 centimeters, and they don't collapse easily. So people, they built underground cities, but they built them step by step. First, they needed 2 floors, or rich now. I think he died. He was quite old. Okay, this is Derinkuyu underground city. It was founded in 1960. But people, they start to build this city in prehistoric times. First, they carved 2 or 3 rooms for storage halls. Because the temperature in underground cities and in cave rooms, it is constant. In summer and in winter, it's the same. For the floors which are very close to ventilation shafts, it's about 9 or 11. For the deeper ones, it's 11 or 16. So they carved a few rooms and they digged holes like a fridge. They used them to store their food. But later they discovered this is a good place for hiding. Because Konya Plain, this is Derinkuyu underground city. I will explain the history, but before we start, you see there are many people. It's better if you follow each other. Today we are 11 with me 12. Please follow each other. But if you are lost, if you lose your way, just in case, it's better to know you will follow blue arrows to go outside. We have red arrows go downstairs, blue ones upstairs.
Blue arrows.
Okay, blue out. Then
Blue
in.
sky.
Yeah. Ah, blue sky. Ah, yeah, I can use this. Blue sky. Really good, thank you. I think I will use this. Okay, this is Derinkuyu underground city. Derin means deep, Kuyu means water well.